So we were on a local trail and it was about an hour and a half before sunset. So the light is still really bright, but it's still low. It's low enough because it's getting close to sunset. So I'm able to use it to backlight her. And she has a fern in her hand. I have her right in that pocket of harsh light. And you can see that I'm having to actually shield my lens from the light coming through in order to grab focus because it's so bright. I'm also, the reason that I am crouched down like that, shooting up, is because I'm paying attention to the background and I want to place her profile right in the light that's behind her. So it's a pretty busy background, but you can see with the way that she's positioned, she's actually blocking that harsh light from flooding into the lens. So I'm getting a nice crisp image from it. Her profile really stands out because the light is directly behind her, and then you have that really pretty rim light around the back of her head, which meets the dark background. And then also the fern is lit and against the dark background. So all of it just really works to draw attention to her, even though the background's really busy. Now here, I just moved the slightest bit. I just stood up a little bit higher so that the light wasn't directly behind her, and you can see the difference that that makes in the image with the beam of light actually flooding into the lens. You get a little bit less contrast in the image, a little bit less clarity to it. It also works. It's just a totally different look just by moving the slightest bit. So I did want to give you an idea of what it would look like if we just changed her position just a little bit. So turning her the other direction and putting that fern against the light that's coming through, and she is against the darker backdrop edge of the frame. And it does give you a completely different look when you just change it the slightest bit. Here's the image. The fern doesn't stand out quite as much because it's against that really bright background fern that's all lit up, and then that's the original image, and you can see it makes a pretty big difference just by changing your perspective a little bit.